Hi, my name is Rachel and welcome back to Auxhart Gardening. So today I'm doing something a little different. I have these two potted peppers in front of me. I started them in the spring, kept them in pots this whole time, and since the end of the season I have neglected them and they look understandably very sad. This one in particular I've actually left out on this porch without water for several weeks, and I thought that it would just die. And I recently saw it putting on a little bit of new growth. So I figured that I would try to resurrect it and I would show you my journey, because I'm sure a lot of you have nearly killed plants before and have probably wondered if there's anything that you can do to bring them back. So for both of these, I'm going to show you my method, how I'm going to resurrect them and also keep them in the same sized pot and hopefully get them to regrow a little bit to produce some more peppers for me. So the first thing I'm going to do with both plants is clip them down. And I'm doing this not just because some of the limbs are dead, I'm doing it because I'm keeping them in the same sized pot. And because I want to keep them in these small pots, I can't let them have a ton of foliage, because what happens with plants in pots is you have to imagine that this space that the foliage is taking up, if you were to turn it over and try and stick that in the pot, that's the root system. And if you can't fit the top of the plant in the pot, then its roots are probably bound up and not very happy. So to help these plants be happier in these same sized pots, I'm going to reduce the foliage that the root system has to support. And this is going to look really extreme, but with peppers in particular, you can cut them down pretty far and they will come back. All right, so here is my remaining pepper plant for the first one. And you can see that I left the bits that had little bits of new foliage growing, but I didn't leave a lot, and that's gonna be okay. It will grow slowly back at first, and then it will grow faster the more foliage it recovers. I'm just gonna do the same exact thing to this other one. And this is the second one. Now the next step is going to be to give them some fresh soil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the whole thing out of the existing pot, and you can see these roots very root bound. And so the first thing I want to do is kind of break everything up and kind of start separating the roots from the existing potting soil. Now it's been in this pot long enough that it's probably exhausted a lot of the existing nutrients, which is why we're going to have to give it fresh soil. Alright, so this is what I have left. And if you lose a few roots during this process, don't worry about it, because it has so much less foliage to support, it doesn't actually need all the roots that it has, and it will be able to grow more before it becomes overwhelmed trying to support the existing foliage. And then the last step is just to put it back in the pot with as much fresh potting soil as you can. I'm gonna go throw the rest of this stuff in the compost, and then I'll check back in with you guys in a couple days so you can see how it worked out. Alright, so it has been a little over 2 weeks since I repotted these plants, and you can see this one is looking pretty great, and then the other one is being a little slower to recover, but still looks pretty good. If you guys want to keep up with how these plants are doing, I will be showing them intermittently when I do garden tours. But otherwise they're just going to be indoor plants, kind of living their lives, maybe hopefully giving me some peppers before so that I don't have to wait until next season's hot peppers to come out. Looking at this one here, I actually already see little baby flowers on it, so I could have peppers from it within like a month or two, which would be pretty exciting because that's hot peppers fresh in like January or February, which I could not do outdoors here. Alrighty, and before I let you go, just a quick reminder that this is one of the videos where you can comment if you want to enter to win the seeds that I'm giving away from my garden. If you want to learn more about that, I will put the video up above for you to click on. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I wish you happy gardening.